Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and today I have a comeback 2009 Subaru Impreza. It has a 2.5 liter engine, and we'll find out if this vehicle was really a comeback or if it was just a coincidence after this. So today I'm gonna be replacing the radiator along with the hoses. So what happened was a day or two earlier, I had to go to the customer's house because I thought it was something related to what I did, and the upper radiator hose came off or blew off, and I found out that a piece of the neck part where the hose goes into, it was missing, and I found out that the pieces that were missing, it basically it welded together inside here, not exactly welded, but it was stuck inside the hose here. And so now I have the remnants of the plastic piece that came off for the upper radiator hose, the neck piece here. So what happened was the customer was able to clamp it back down, but I moved the clamp over this way so that it had some room to catch onto something, just for a temporary fix. And so now the customer has come back, and now I'm gonna be replacing this. In one of my previous videos, I did the timing belt and the water pump, and so I had to remove the upper radiator hose to give me some more access and room, because it was in the way. And so because this vehicle is 13 years old and that the plastic, it got brittle over time, and so it was undisturbed for 13 years. There was a spring clamp here, was untouched the entire time. And so because I was the last one to work on the vehicle, I removed the clamps, and then when I put this back on, I put a worm gear clamp, I tightened it up. It was okay for like a week and a half or so, and then there was an issue. Some people may think that I over tightened this, but that was not the case. The case was that the plastic, it was brittle, and so it just broke off, because when you touch specifically plastic parts, and especially that it was undisturbed for 13 years straight, and then as soon as you touch stuff, things that they start to break. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes in the automotive world. So I just wanted to bring that up to your attention. I believe the timing belt has never been replaced on this car, so I think this was the first replacement, and so because nobody ever touched this stuff, so anyhow, I'm gonna be replacing the radiator today, so I'm going to show you on how to do that. So remove the clips here. We're gonna take off the splash shield, or the skid plate. Do the same for the other side. Now, this vehicle has a couple of missing bolts here for the skid plate. So this one is a 13. I think it was originally a 12, but the bolts got stripped out. So I have one bolt here, and there's normally 2 bolts over here, but I'm using zip ties in place. So remove this one is 13, so remove the bolt here. Make sure you're supporting the cover so it doesn't fall down on you. Remove the zip ties. Remove the skid plate out of the way. So we're gonna start at the bottom here and remove the connector for the radiator fan right here. There's a tab. Disconnect the connector. You need to push up on the tab here. This tab, you need to push it down. I removed it from the holder here. There's a clip in the back. Just to make things easier. Do the same for the other fan as well. Remove this, push up on the connector and pull out. There you go. We're going to relieve the pressure for the cooling system. Just leave it there for now. Grab ourselves a drain pan. So we're gonna remove the clamp here and place the drain pan directly underneath. Wanted to mention here, it broke right here. This is where it cracked and broke. So the piece was, the plastic piece was stuck inside the hose. So this is what is left now. And here's the new one. We're gonna remove the ear snorkel out of the way. The air dam. Get this out. We have some room here. We're gonna be replacing the hoses, so we're gonna remove the other end here. the clamp. It's gonna make a big mess, so make sure that you're ready to catch all of the coolant. So we're just gonna undo the lower radiator hose from here, and we're gonna undo the one at the thermostat housing. If you're just replacing the radiator only, you don't need to remove the hose completely. You just need to undo the one side at the radiator. But because I'm replacing all the hoses, I'm removing them completely. Remove the hose. I'll remove the other end instead for now, for the time being, because it was recently done. Just slowly going to remove it so it doesn't make a gigantic mess. There's also a drain valve or a petcock valve somewhere at the bottom, but I don't feel like opening it because we're gonna be replacing this thing anyways. So we're just gonna remove the hoses. So I remove the hose. Get yourself a 12 millimeter deep socket. Remove the holder for the bracket. Do the same on the other end. Remove the holder. And I think you're ready to pull the radiator out. And we're gonna be transferring the cooling fans over. So now you just gotta transfer the cooling fans over and the reservoir over. For the square nut, you don't need this. There's already one included in the new radiator. You just need to remove this. Or if you want, you can just use a new bolt. This is the one on the mounting bolts for the cooling fans. So once you're all done transferring the parts, just make sure you line up the new one into these holes. Leave here. Clean any dirt or debris or any rocks that may be here and get them out of the way. Install a new radiator. You don't need to worry about the cooler lines because this is a manual transmission. If you have an automatic transmission, you'll have to connect the cooler lines with the transmission fluid. But this is a manual transmission, so you don't need to worry about it. This works separately from the cooling system. Make sure you line this up. Make sure it goes in. If you are in doubt, you can go from the bottom and make sure that the two pieces go inside the hole properly, because you don't want the radiator sitting on an angle. You want it to keep it straight. So once that's done, you'll need to reinstall the mounting brackets. Put a little bit of anti-seize, the copper stuff. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Tighten up the bolts. Wrong socket. I'm going to connect our hoses after. We're going to do the connectors for the radiator fan after that. So now we're going to install the upper radiator hose. We need to line everything up. You may need to lubricate a little bit the inside with coolant so that it will go in easier. Just adjusting the clamps here. You may need to adjust these clamps over time. is these worm gear clamps don't maintain the proper tension at times, so you might need to readjust it. I'm just going to temporarily install the pressure cap because I don't want anything to fall in here. The parts store sent me the wrong hose. They gave me two of the upper radiator hoses, so I'm waiting on the lower radiator hose. So we're gonna connect the cooling fan on this side. Make sure it clicks in, and we're gonna install it back onto the the hole here, tab, whatever you call it. We're gonna do the same on the other side. We're gonna connect these. Make sure it clicks. Install the clip here. I think it broke off here on the old one. We're gonna have to remove the plastic and maybe install a zip tie or something. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add something here. I have something in stock here. There's a clip here, and you're able to tie the wiring around. So probably do something like this, tie it up. So I'm gonna tie this up here. Connect it. Got rid of the broken plastic here, so put this in here. And tighten that up. That's it. And then make sure it's in properly. That the wires are not in the way or anything. And you can cut off the excess here. So now install the lower radiator hose. Install the other end into the radiator. You may need to cut, in some rare instances, you may need to cut off a little bit because there's too much slack here. So what I do is I take the new one and the old one, line them up. I may have to cut off a tiny bit at the end here. So I have this hose cutter tool that I typically use. So I'm probably going to cut off a little bit here. And then try it on then. Don't want to cut too much. You may have to do this for aftermarket hoses. So I'm going to try this again, see if it fits over. It's a bit too long here. So we're gonna try again. Should be okay now. Typically you don't have to do that normally, but sometimes you will get into those situations. Just cut off the remainder, cut off the excess hose that you don't need, but being careful not to cut too much. Now I'm tightening up the clamps. On the other side. The clamps are in now. So now we're all done. We are ready to fill and bleed the the cooling system. I'm using the pre-mixed 50/50, the blue Subaru coolant. It's for Subaru, so you can use it. I don't want to go to the dealership because the coolant was very expensive. So as you are filling the cooling system on this, just make sure there's no leaks, and then after that wash down the area, and then you can go ahead and start bleeding the cooling system. I'm just gonna wash down the area. So now we are going to start the vehicle and bleed the cooling system. Just the smoke from the coolant and the residue. So the repairs are all done. I'm just bleeding the cooling system. I'm not going to show that because that's boring. So this video was just about the radiator replacement. You'll probably look onto service information to check on how to bleed the cooling system. It's a straightforward procedure. So just make sure you bleed the cooling system. After you're done, just double check for leaks. Go for a road test, and then come back and double check for leaks again. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and take care.